Since its introduction, Mega Evolution's become one of the biggest game changers the Pokemon series has ever seen, giving Pokemon that were once run-of-the-mill a complete turnaround, or making something that was strong enough as it is a borderline game breaker. We've managed to get quite a number of Mega Evolutions so far, and today I'll be focusing on the ones introduced in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I really feel that the ones introduced here are stronger than the ones in X and Y, equally covering both what the fans wanted competitively and for the sake of pure fan service. Now typically this is top 10 material, but I'm only doing 5 because I haven't got the chance to try out every Mega just yet. And also because it's crazy enough making so many videos in 1 month, I gotta cut some corners somewhere. Plus I can put more focus into just talking about 5. After a while, I think I'd start running out of ways I could say, I like this Mega because it looks cool. So now, without further ado, I give you my top 5 favorite Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Mega Evolutions. Enjoy, everybody! Pidgeot's been a mainstay in many of my playthroughs of Gen 1 and 2, and it's always been a dependable team member of mine. Though in the wake of bird Pokemon like Staraptor and Talonflame, Pidgeot's kind of fallen by the wayside over the years. Luckily, Gen 6 showed this flying type some love, giving it a speed boost in X and Y, and just one set of games later, took it to the next level with Mega Pidgeot. Design-wise, holy, it is just perfect. I couldn't have asked for anything cooler than this. But looks aren't everything, unfortunately. They decided to take Mega Pidgeot in a completely different direction for attacking, giving it a monstrous special attack stat. Only problem is, it's got nothing to work with. The attacks it can pull off include, and are limited to, Heat Wave, Hurricane, Air Slash, maybe Hyper Beam if you're feeling a bit crazy. Sure, it's got No Guard, which will make those moves hit every time, but it also makes all moves used against Mega Pidgeot hit bullseye too, making it more of a hindrance than it really should be. So it's not a very diverse Mega, though what it can do, it does really well. And at the end of the day, I don't care. I love Pidgeot, and this Mega just gives me more of an excuse to use one more often. With that said, can someone please explain to me why it didn't get Boom Burst, but Swellow did? How is that fair? There are a couple of Mega Evolutions that can catch someone completely off guard, and that definitely happened with me when I first saw Mega Glalie. It's funny because I really wanted Glalie to get a Mega, but at the same time, I saw no reason why it would ever get one. Nobody gives Glalie the time of day, nor do they think it's one of those Pokemon with missed potential because it's just so average. If anybody was gonna put up with the Snow-Run line, it'd be for Frostlass, but in the advent of Gen 6, things might just change up a bit. And hey, I don't want to brag or anything, but even though I didn't expect this Mega, I totally called it. Anyone who saw my Mega Predictions video remember what I said I wanted out of a Mega Glalie? More spikes, a more intimidating look? Well, Mega Glalie's got both, and a nice boost in its attack and speed stats to boot. That's all I really wanted, and I managed to get it before too long. Mega Glalie may not be my favorite, but it does make me the happiest overall, cause it's showing that Game Freak does care about their lesser Pokemon. Or maybe I just got really lucky. We may never know. Lopunny is one of those Pokemon that always went under my radar. I thought it was an okay Pokemon. I didn't hate its design like some, and I didn't like it like others, but with its crummy stats and gimmicky ability, I saw it as just another one-trick pony normal type that I didn't want to bother with, and I never expected it to get any better in the future. But with Mega Lopunny, not only is it now a serious threat, it's one of the most threatening Megas currently out there. Some Mega Evolutions are lacking in places, but they really thought this one out and made it the best it could be. Its normal fighting typing lets it hit anything in the game with neutral damage and stab, and with its ability Scrappy, ghosts have something to be afraid of too. Now you can get a little more crazy with High Jump Kick knowing that no one is safe. Lopunny's also got a solid amount of attacking options outside of normal and fighting, and now that it's got the power to use them, its presence in battle isn't going to be taken as lightly as it once was. The one I've got, nicknamed BB, has served me quite well, and though it is male, that doesn't seem to bother him one bit. In the early stages of a Pokemon journey, if I'm given a choice between either Butterfree or Beedrill, I've always gone for Butterfree. Even though these two are both pretty crap, you can get good mileage out of Butterfree before its usefulness completely wears out, whereas Beedrill doesn't learn its good attacks until you're far beyond thinking about using one again. Surprisingly, Game Freak took this Pokemon out of mediocrity with Mega Beedrill, in one of the best examples of Mega Evolution done right. They took Beedrill's respectable attack and speed stats and added as much as they could to both, making making it the ultimate glass cannon in the process. And if that wasn't enough to convince you how deadly this thing is, its ability and adaptability certainly will. I recently used one when battling a friend of mine who's a competitive genius but didn't know much about Mega Beedrill at the time, so I just sat there and watched as Mega Beedrill swept everything that didn't resist it under the table. It was the most fun I had with a Mega in quite a while. I never would have thought Beedrill would one day become capable of such destructive power, nor did I think it would ever make a list of mine pertaining to favorite Pokemon. I've talked about Sceptile many times before, but for those who don't know, it's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. And it so happens that Mega Sceptiles become one of my favorite Mega Evolutions too. Prior to Gen 6, I typically pick Grass-type starters, but they tend to be pretty uneventful when compared to the other starter Pokemon. Usually no change in type through evolution, and movesets that don't diversify much. Sceptile was more of an exception to that, but Mega Sceptile makes it as good of a choice as Blaziken or Swampert. Its special attack got a huge increase, and though I was personally hoping that would go to its physical attack, that got a decent bump too. It also managed to gain the almighty dragon typing and lightning rod ability, and it's all topped off with an amazing design. I mean, Sceptile already looked great before, but this really gives off that King of the Forest title that Sceptile is known for. Just like back when I played through Ruby, Sceptile was the team leader for my Omega Ruby playthrough, and thanks in part to his Mega, it got to the point where I had to stop myself from using him too much in fear of getting overleveled. That's how much fun I was having. Sceptile seems to get better and better with each new generation, and as of right now, Mega Sceptile is my favorite aspect about the Pokemon. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed what you saw. Feel free to tell me what your favorite Mega Evolution is in the comments below. And don't forget to like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all the other good stuff. It helps out more than you think it does, and more than I think it does too. I also have a couple of social media outlets that you can follow me on if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing, or you just want to shoot me a line. To those who watched it, I really hope you guys enjoyed Pokemon this year, and I'll be back to making other videos right after I take a little break. And I almost forgot, didn't Meowth say he was gonna do something for this month too? I'm sure he'll get to it soon enough. Anyways, with that said, I will see you guys next time. Catch you later!